Good day, everyone. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times for Friday, December 18, 2020. For today's editorial, if Duque dropped the ball in Pfizer deal, let's pick it up. The government's grand plan for the acquisition of COVID-19 vaccines becomes more confusing and unworkable as days pass. When we are not hastily closing deals for vaccines that are still in clinical trials, we falter in our negotiations for a COVID-19 vaccine that is effective and safe and already in the market. The latest snafu is the reported failure of our Department of Health to conclude an agreement for the purchase of 10 million COVID-19 vaccine doses from U.S. pharmaceutical company Pfizer, whose vaccine is the first to complete clinical trials and be approved for use and distribution. It is alleged, particularly by Senator Panfilo Lacson, that because of one document which Health Secretary Francisco Duque III failed to submit, the Philippines may miss out on a chance to acquire 10 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine as early as January. Lacson claimed it was Duque who dropped the ball by failing to submit a confidentiality agreement that would have allowed the transaction to push through. This cost the Philippines precious time to curb the pandemic as wealthier countries have begun cornering the supply of the vaccine. The deal had actually been in the works since July. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Foreign Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. have been involved in the negotiations, which had been initiated by Philippine Ambassador to the United States, Jose Manuel Romualdez. The Philippines has readied the financing with the assistance of the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank. Under the agreement, the country would secure the delivery of the Pfizer vaccines as early as January next year. For some reason, however, this agreement is now in danger of being scuttled or delayed. It is contended, especially by Lacson, that the deal may be delayed because of the failure of Secretary Duque to complete the necessary documentary requirement for the confidentiality disclosure agreement. It was Foreign Secretary Locsin who descriptively called the snag a case of Secretary Duque dropping the ball. Duque has firmly denied that there was negligence on the part of the DOH in the purchase agreement. He explained it as follows. First of all, there is no such thing as dropping the ball. If you look at the statement, the negotiations are ongoing. I just want to make sure that the provisions of the CDA are not loose or disadvantageous to the government. Duque pointed out that it was only last September 24 that the DOH was informed that instead of the Department of Science and Technology, or the DOST, the Health Department would be the agency to sign the deal with Pfizer. The order, he said, came from the Office of the Executive Secretary. To ensure that the government was not entering into an onerous or disadvantageous agreement, Duque said he had to have the CDA checked by lawyers from the DOH, DOST, as well as the Office of the Executive Secretary. He said that by October 20, he had already signed the document. The delay should not mean that the country stands to lose the supply of 10 million vaccines under the agreement. Negotiations are currently still going on between Pfizer and the DOH. There is no reason to panic or get apoplectic. It is commendable that we are talking here with Pfizer, whose COVID vaccine, developed by scientists of its German partner BioNTech, has been pronounced as 95% effective and safe. This is different from the deals that vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. rushed to negotiate with Chinese-based Sinovac and Swedish-British AstraZeneca. Both vaccines still have to complete their Phase 3 clinical trials. The lesson should be this. If Secretary Duque has indeed dropped the Pfizer ball, let's just pick it up and complete the deal. And that's the editorial for Friday, December 18, 2020. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.